sometimes if one microphone only works, I'm not trying to see them past the microphone. So what I do, I was online, so the folks at Etsy had used a 3D imaging and actually made a handheld microphone. So I can just simply take this microphone and actually place it inside of here, put this on top, now this becomes a handheld microphone. It's thinking way ahead of how other people are thinking. It's anticipating what it is that you need to be doing and what you're trying to do, and also realizing how you have to have vision for it. So how do you make sure that you have your backup HDMI cable? How do you make sure you have your backup IFB cable? How do you make sure you have multiple batteries? I cannot tell you how many people who are professionals don't charge fucking batteries. Because you know what happens? They go, oh, we had a shoot last time. I'm going to charge it when I get back to the office, and they forget. Or they'll take an SD card out of the camera, then they'll go, oh, I got an SD, oh, you know what, I'll put it in later. So you know what happens? Breaking news happens or whatever, you grab the camera, and all of a sudden you're like, battery's dead, no damn SD card. Now you're screwed. That is also called preparation. Now the reason that drives me crazy because my grandmother had a catering business. So I started catering when I was 7 years old. I stopped when I was 30. Now imagine, you're 10. It's a wedding. You don't have time to go back to the house to get gear. You gotta know what you're packing, you gotta pack it right, you gotta set up in the church, set up a reception hall. When the wedding was over, to go to the reception, you break the church down, pull all the gear up. Same thing when the reception hall, when that's over, pack all your stuff up, you rest on Sunday, you back at it on Monday. That was my life literally from 7 to 30. Now, why is that important? It's because it taught me how to prepare. Whether you're in media, or whether you're in psychology or biology, I'm telling you, how you prepare before the moment will then determine what your outcome is going to be. Because there's nothing worse than doing something and then you're like, damn, I forgot the batteries. Well, guess what? We can't turn the damn camera on, you ain't got no battery. Oh, I forgot the backup battery. Because what's going to happen if that sucker dies? Most people are not going through those things. And so you need to be conditioning your mind for those things right now. Let me ask each of you. When you go to your dorm, you go to your apartment, where do you put your stuff?
In the room.
No, what does that mean?
In my room.
No, what does that mean? Where in your room?
Like on my desk?
Huh?
On my desk?
Every time?
On my desk?
Every time? Where on your desk?
Like as I'm walking out, so my desk is right here. So as I'm walking out, so I always know to look at it.
And what are you putting there?
My book bag.
What else?
Phone, books, I might need for class.
Okay, but your phone and stuff, is it in your bag or is it on the table?
It's in my bag.
Okay. So when you leave, you check to make sure. Who else has a system like that? Why? Why? Huh? Not just so you have everything that you need. You're training yourself to have a system. So for me, how I impact gear, my gear is in the exact same spot. So stuff is aligned the same way. So if there's a hole, I know immediately what item is missing because I organize my bag in the same way. Again, it's a different way of thinking. Other people, and trust me, I fight with my crew all the time, they just put stuff in bags. I don't do that. That's when you can't find it. I remember we had an event, and we were looking for the audio. Oh, you left the audio cable. Oh, let's do this here. So, since all y'all here, y'all live right now. So, everybody say hello. So y'all thought I was joking. They live on YouTube right now. I only did that so I can walk you through the understanding of literally how you can do this, but also how you have to think. So the reason I'm talking about asking where you place your stuff, because what's the worst thing in the world? You at home, you like, damn, where's my wallet? Where's my keys? Where's my ID? That shit drives me crazy. I hate when my wife is like, I can't find my ID. I'm like, you have a wallet. Well, no, I put my ID in the back of my pocket in jeans. Why? That makes no sense to me. Because it is a system. You are conditioning your brain, to have a system. So now all of a sudden, you do the exact same thing in terms of when you're actually in the business. Because it's nothing worse than you being scattershot and you're just sort of all over the place. And so that's how you do it. So you say phone, keys, wallet, go in the exact same space. So if I have time to leave, wallet's not here. Then now you start backtracking. People aren't thinking that way. What did I say? This is your greatest weapon. You're going to have to start conditioning yourself to think. Not Google, not YouTube, think. When you take, I have folks, my crew, I tell them, I said, I want you to get the manual, and I want you to be completely intimate with this camera. I want you to know every single feature. Because when you're out somewhere and there's a problem, you now have to think your way through the problem because we're going live in 10 minutes. You don't have time right there to watch a 20-minute YouTube video. You got to figure out, why am I not getting audio in this damn camera? Now, what's interesting about this Canon camera is that back of the camera, so this is the audio arm. If the screws are not screwed all the way in the device, audio's messed up. When we first got it, one of my guys was like, man, we ain't getting audio. Tighten them screws. I go over, screws ain't tight. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yes. Because you didn't walk through. How many people were in band? You were in band. When you got music, what did you do? Nope. No. When they handed you the sheet music, what did you do? No, you didn't practice. No. No. Say it again. Boom. You read the music. I remember I was in band in high school, and the guy we were playing, and this guy, he played bass, baritone, horn, and he played this, and the guy was like, oh, Roland, he on your ass. I was like, now tell him to play what's on the sheet paper. First of all, he was playing, he was out of tune. Because he was just playing, not realizing that the reason the sheet music is written a certain way is because if you play what's on the sheet, then you're in tune with the Winwood section, the rest of the brass section. He was trying to play by ear, but he was out of tune. Not realizing when the band plays, you're going to hear him out of tune because he's not playing the sheet music. So when you're in music, you get the sheet, you get the music, you study your music first. You process the music first. You literally read the music in your mind before you even pick the instrument up. That's what you do. It's the exact same thing whatever your business you're trying to go into. You have to be thinking totally different. You have to be thinking and processing totally different. And that's the mistake that so many people make. We want to immediately jump to do something. We want to immediately jump to just start in it versus, no, let me think my way through. Because I need to be in a situation that where when there's a problem, I now have to stand there and then figure out how do we get this to happen in order to move forward. When I was at TV1, we had a unit, and they had all these issues trying to connect it. And so I'm going, we going to be ready to go live at 7? Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. And I'm watching them, and I'm going, their asses are confused. So while they were confused, I went to my bag, I pulled out one of these, I put an attachment on there, I put my iPhone on it, I text the studio, I said, FaceTime my phone. And they said, why? I said, because if that shit don't work, I'm going to show via FaceTime. While they freaking out, I'm like, I already got a plan B. Y'all let me know when y'all ready. Same thing happened. We were one day, our playback machine went down. 6:30 in the morning. Normally, I didn't walk into the building until 6:58 and went live at 7. I ain't had to be there that damn early. And that probably drove EPs like Tanisha out their mind. But yeah, that's how I roll, because I didn't read nothing they wrote anyway. Right. So, right, the script to me is a guide. I ain't reading it. So, 6:30, my staff called. They're like, oh my God, show's in 30 minutes, the playback machine, we can't access any video. I was like, breathe, calm down, Tell me where the files are and what's the extension. So again, they said, they're MXF files. I said, okay, I'll be walking in the building in 5 minutes. Now again, they are literally out of their minds. So I walk in and I say, where are the video files? I said, give me the first block. I said, MXF files. I said, give me a flash drive. Put the flash drive in the computer. They put it in the computer. I said, download those 4 files onto that flash drive. I said, give me the flash drive. Go to my Mac computer. I go to MXF to MP4 converter, convert all 4 files, airdrop from the iPad, airdrop from a MacBook Pro to the iPad. I said, now, I said, you can play the video in the controller for the iPad, from the HDMI connection in the controller. They were like, I said, it's the same thing, y'all. It was literally the same thing. They were fixated that we could not play video from the playback machine. The video from the iPad is the same video. It's just a different system. Now here, what they didn't realize, I had them install that in the control room 6 months earlier for this problem, before it even existed. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you need to be training your brain to think, which means putting your devices down, stepping back, and thinking through a problem and not asking someone or not trying to Google it. So if you're sitting here facing a problem, so like one day I had a radio show and the call center was all screwed up. I said, I can't depend upon them. How can I take a cell phone, run it through my mixer, and then run that through the audio? And I sat there, and my guy Henry goes, you're going to sit here until you figure this out. I said, precisely. And this is no lie. I sat there for a whole hour looking at the mixer. And I was going through all these connections, and I was going through this. You know, it's like, boom. Connect, solve the problem. But that was thinking. And so if you are trying to go next level, you need to think your way through whatever the problem is. So whether it's psychology, whether it's biology, whether it's media, you have to think your way through. A producer, all of a sudden, printer's not working, computer goes down. I got to figure out how to get my stuff to the host. I got to figure it out. In that moment, you're the last person. What's the poem is? If you lose your head when all about you, blame it on you. It's the same thing. In that moment, somebody has to be the same person to figure it out. And too many people today are not thinking. They're reacting. They're Googling. They're searching. Which means that prior to doing something, how do I now study my craft? How do I sit here and I'm going through every single piece on this camera and I'm just playing with stuff? Okay, what's this? What does this do? What does this do? Look at the manual. First of all, let me throw this out. Last time, a bunch of y'all even looked at the manual. And there you go. You know why? Because today, we just start plugging shit up. We only look at the manual. We just like, all right, I got it. We're going to figure this thing out. I don't do that. Anything new I get, give me the manual. I'm going through the manual. Because there is going to be a problem one day with equipment. It's going to be a problem one day with a computer. And I'll tell you, this ain't new. I was at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram after Pete Murrah Federal Building got blown up by Timothy McVeigh. We were on the ground 3 hours later. And I had rolled them hard to get us laptops. And what ended up happening was, we sat here and my hotel room became the newsroom. You can kill the feed. Thanks. My hotel room became the newsroom.